Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of my Q&A. If you missed part 1, it should be in an annotation somewhere on your screen right about now, unless I forgot to do it, in which case it won't be. Let's get back to the questions. Jacob says, I know you don't like to show yourself on the internet, hence why no one has ever seen a picture of you ever. But could you elaborate why? Also, is it difficult to keep any pictures from surfacing? Okay. I mean, I'm realistic. I'm not expecting that no one will ever know what I look like, and I am anticipating that I will obviously show a picture of myself at some point next year, most likely. All I'm asking is just a little more time, a little more respect in my privacy. A little bit more respect to my personal space, just so I can build up my confidence, you know, get into the groove kind of thing. I do suffer a lot from anxiety, and it does sort of weigh down on me a lot when people keep asking stuff like that. But I am working on it. I will get there. I promise that I won't be like this forever. So thanks to everyone that's being patient. Chloe, or Kags, asks, what got you into manga/anime? I already know what your favourites are. Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, my favourite is One Piece. My favourite manga is One Piece. It's just an amazing story. Like, at first, it seemed like a typical sort of boy story, like Dragon Ball, Naruto, Bleach. And it was, I guess, at first. But then, as the crew got together and you saw these emotional stories, it's just a really great story. Like, it's something that I would love to read to like my kids or my grandkids one day or something. That would be really cool. What got me into manga/anime was Dragon Ball. I remember watching Dragon Ball on Cartoon Network, I think it was, and I just instantly hooked. It was just amazing. Like, it was. I'm not talking about Dragon Ball Z, which got a bit more sort of macho and weird and like over the top and scary. But Dragon Ball was just a fun little kid's adventure. And yeah, it was just really nice. There we go. And Bridget asks, when you first started Tech It with Rithian, did you originally plan out what was going to happen all the way up until the end, like a set plot, or do you just go with the flow? No. I had no idea what was going to happen. Like, I said that I wanted to drop in from the sky. I thought that'd be a really cool entrance. And then pretty much everything after that for like 15 episodes was just us winging it and just me messing about and trying to screw up Rithian counting and stuff like that. And then I got we both sort of got the idea of like branching into more of a story. Basically now anything that's my point of view is a story that I've written, and anything that Rithian's point of view is a story that he's written, and then we work to like integrate the stories together, and it leads to like some really cool moments like the Teep Rambo scene, and of course the whole sort of last 5 episodes of season 1, which was really cool. So yeah, we didn't plan it at first, but now we are really planning it to try and make it the best thing possible for you guys. And she also asks, what do the 2 red lines on the side of your face in your picture symbolize? Are they like scars, IRL, or decoration for your Minecraft skin? I do have scars on my face, IRL, but I don't have giant purple rectangles on my face in real life. What they originally were intended to be is war paint. I wanted to give the impression that although I was sort of cute and innocent and messing Rithian up, there was still a side of me that could kick people's butts if they got the, you know, if they angered me slightly. So yeah, that's that. Just to balance out the cuteness with a bit more sort of butt kickery. There we go. And then Jamie says, "What's your favorite Pokemon?" There are so many Pokemon, like over 600, that I can't give you my favorite of all. So I'll give you my favorite from each generation. In Generation 1, Red and Blue, my favorite was Jigglypuff, who is also my main in Super Smash Bros. In Generation 2, my favorite is Cyndaquil, which is probably my favorite starter of all the starters. I love fire Pokemon. Generation 3, what one was that? That was Ruby and Sapphire. My favorite in that was Mawile. I love the design of Mawile, how like the front was a completely innocent person and then the back was like this massive gaping mouth that would just bite you. That was really cool. Generation 4 is my least favorite. I didn't really like Generation 4. I'd say my favourite in that was Honchkrow, and how it was like the godfather of all the Murkrows. That was probably the best design. And then Generation 5, which I am madly in love with, my favourite is probably Scrafty, the lizard that wears its old shed skin as like baggy trousers and stuff. I think that's really funny. That's really cool. So either Jigglypuff or Scrafty as my favourite overall. I can't decide between them. I guess I'll have to fight to find out. And James asks, out of all the Marvel characters, which one would you be? I'll expand this to include DC as well. My favourite, well, who I'd be? Okay, I'd be Squirrel Girl, I think. I love Squirrel Girl. I love that she uses squirrels as weapons and she can communicate with squirrels. And that's not, like, obviously that's a great character, but I love the fact that they went crazy with it and also had her beat like Doctor Doom and stuff and actually made her a legit threat. That was awesome. And then for DC, Poison Ivy, you know, red hair and communicates with plants. What's not to love? And Alexandru asks, how do you deal with your social anxiety? I wish I knew an answer to that. I wish I could help out anyone else that's going through like anxiety or whatever. The way I deal with it now, like at first I couldn't handle it at all. Like I was stuck inside my house. I couldn't talk to anyone whenever I left my house. It was horrible, and I've basically just got the attitude now where I don't want to have anxiety. So even though I still do, I just say screw it and just do whatever I'm anxious about anyway. Like the YouTube channel and like meeting all the YOGSCAST in Bristol and stuff. Like I wouldn't have done that like 2 years ago, but now I'm just like, screw it. You only live once. YOLO. Oh, I can't believe I actually used like YOLO legitimately there. But yeah, the important thing is to talk to someone. Like it never goes away, but it gets more manageable. Just work on it and it'll get better. Elutilio, sorry, says, will you be doing any videos on Dota 2? What's your favourite hero? I probably won't be doing Dota 2 videos, although I have fallen in love with that game madly. I think I have like 1,000 hours played on it now. There's a lot of good MOBAs, you know. There's Heroes of New Earth, and there's League of Legends, and there's Dota 2. I wouldn't want to single one out as being better than the others, because I've played them all, and I love them all in their own ways. So I'll give you my favourite hero from all 3 games. For Heroes of New Earth, my favourite hero is Nymphora, just a tiny little fairy that you don't think can do anything to you, and it's just healing all the guys, and then she's just like, boom, massive butterfly stun to the face. Oh, what's that? Did I miss? Oh, it got you on the rebound. Brilliant. My favourite hero in League of Legends would be Rumble. I know you were probably expecting Teemo, but Rumble is my favourite. I love the giant mech, shooting fire all over the place. Amazing. What I love is his voice, mostly. I love that he's like the runt of the litter, but he's like managed to, even though he had difficulties, he managed to build a giant robot suit and still kicks everyone's butt anyway. That's brilliant. And then in Dota 2, because Goblin Techies isn't out yet, my favourite hero would be Windrunner. Red hair. I won't do that parallel again. But yeah, Windrunner's great. Corey asks, who is your favourite Adventure Time character? It's either Marceline the Vampire Queen or Beemo. Wait, no, I just remembered Lumpy Space Princess. It's gotta be Lumpy Space Princess. I love the voices for Beemo and for Marceline. I love the voices for everyone in Adventure Time, but Lumpy Space Princess's voice is just perfection. What the lump? Oh my glob. You know, that's just perfect. Charles asks, creepers or head crabs? Which one in a fight? So, which would win in a fight? Which one would be the better pet? Creepers would probably win in a fight, like before the head crabs. Even if the head crab managed to jump onto the creeper, it wouldn't have enough time to infect the creeper and the creeper would just explode. Actually, I guess no one would win then. It would be a draw. But the creeper would have the upper hand, I think. And then obviously the better pet would be the head crab. If you went out to buy a creeper pet, you wouldn't have the creeper pet 5 seconds later. At least with the head crab, you can defang it so it can't infect you, so you can just have a little head crab running around. That'd be awesome. Kara asks, if you're a vegetarian in real life, how long have you been a vegetarian? As a pescatarian myself, I'm curious. Smiley face, you're amazing by the way. Thanks, you're amazing too. I am a vegetarian in real life, but I've only been a vegetarian for approximately 6 months. I have always wanted to be a vegetarian, but for some stupid reason, I thought that my parents wouldn't approve of it and that they wouldn't like it, so I just carried on eating meat, and it's only recently that I got the courage to tell them that I didn't want to eat meat anymore, that sounds so silly. Like, I've told them other things that, like, most people would be afraid of coming out with, and they were completely fine with that, but for vegetarianism, I don't know why I thought that was suddenly a big taboo. So yeah, I am a vegetarian in real life. And Cody says that he likes mushrooms sauteed in garlic butter with onions. Do you have a favourite recipe? That is horrible. Why would you do that to the mushrooms? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. But seriously, this might shock you, but I've never eaten mushrooms in my life. I don't know what they taste like. I don't know what my fascination with mushrooms, I don't know where that came from. I think as soon as I saw them in Minecraft, I just got the idea that the two different sort of types would have a war with each other for some reason, and then my character just rolled with that, and I went all crazy. So yeah, I don't have a favourite recipe for eating mushrooms, but I probably will try them at some point. Erica asks, do you and Rythian have something going on outside of YOL gaming, like a real-life romance? If not, what do you look for in that special someone? Me and Rythian, the characters Zoey and Rythian are characters in the Tekkit series. We act as those characters, and yeah, those characters have feelings for each other. But outside of that, obviously Rythian's great. Like, he has helped me out so much in terms of getting started with YouTube and stuff. He's amazing, but no, there is no real life romance, I'm sorry. And what I look for in a special someone is a man or a woman who, I don't know, I don't care about appearances at all. I just need to know that they're a good person and that they will always help others instead of hurting others. I just need to know that they accept me for who I am, and I'll accept them for who they are, no matter what. Yeah, I just, nothing to do with appearances. It's all about the personality for me. I just think they have to be a kind-hearted person. And luckily, I've surrounded myself with people that are like that. So that's awesome. And Carlos asks, what would you rather fight, 10 tiger-sized ants or 10,000 ant-sized tigers? Now, ants, for their tiny little size, are actually ridiculously strong. Especially, there's those special ants that are used for stitching in, some third world countries. Like, their jaws are that strong that they can, hold the human skin together. So, if I had a tiger-sized ant like that, something that was already a million not a million, but 1,000 times bigger than the ant, and then multiply that strength by 1,000 times, that would be ridiculous. One bite and I'm in half. So I'll go for the 10,000 ant-sized tigers. Upscaling the ant to the tiger just makes them stronger, but downscaling the tiger to an ant probably means I could handle it. So sorry I can't pronounce your name. Zevalod? Vizivalod? Sorry. What's the meaning of your life if you found one? I'm going to read out 3 quotes that have stuck with me for a while that basically sum up how I feel about purpose and life. Here we go. The first one is by Neil deGrasse Tyson, who is my favourite astrophysicist, and he says, for me, I am driven by 2 main philosophies. Know more today about the world than I knew yesterday, and lessen the suffering of others. You'd be surprised how far that gets you. And then another one by Carl Sagan. We on Earth have just awakened to the great oceans of space and time from which we have emerged. We are the legacy, of 15 billion years of cosmic evolution. We have a choice. We can enhance life and come to know the universe that made us, or we can squander our 15 billion year heritage in meaningless self-destruction. What happens in the first second of the next cosmic year depends on what we do, here and now, with our intelligence and our knowledge of the cosmos. And then, finally, a quote from Buddhism. Never in this world is hatred quenched by hatred. By love alone is it quenched. This is an eternal law. So basically, the meaning of my life is to spread happiness and to just enjoy it and to just be grateful for the fact that I'm even alive right now. And just lessen the suffering of others. And just love this world, no matter what it throws at you. And finally, a question from Arthur, who says, why wouldn't you pick my question among your selected 25? To that I say, Arthur, because I was saving you till last. Good night, everybody.